Hey everybody, I've been gone for a while and sorry about that. I've been horrifyingly busy. I mean, I'm just gonna be truthful. I've been horrifyingly busy. It's been very hot all summer long. In fact, the heat index today is over 100 degrees. I went outside once, was not out very long, and immediately came back in. I've been feeling sicker and sicker all morning. But anyway, yeah, I've been horribly busy all summer. A lot has happened, and I was basically in a lot of situations where I had my camera with me, but was not really sure if using it would be kosher or not. Went to Warped Tour, and I was with my boyfriend who does interviews and stuff for a magazine and whatnot, and I brought my camera, and we wanted to use my camera to do his interviews. However, my dumbass forgot the micro SD card to go in the camera. It was supposed to go into my purse. For some reason, I didn't put it in my purse. I guess I forgot. So yeah, I was gonna do like, I was all excited and it was gonna do like this really awesome like Warped Tour video, but it didn't get to happen. So, and anyway, we kind of had a lousy time at Warped Tour. We brought my daughter with us and she was happy and entertained, but I was hot and miserable. My feet were killing me. I got eaten by mosquitoes. I sweated like crazy. It was really hot. I mean, like last year it wasn't so hot. This year, for some reason, it was ungodly hot. The only thing that really disappointed me when it came to my daughter was the fact that she really wanted to see Jeffree Star because he was there. And by the time we like realized that like it was free to or whatever to say hi to Jeffree Star, and we got in line, like the security came and like they were like, oh no, the line's been cut off for half an hour now because it got too long. And we're like, okay. So yeah, school started, which means I'm back at work, and being on the bus this time of year is terrible because they don't have air conditioning on the buses. The kids get plenty of air because they can put all the windows down, but I don't get any air. Hot, miserable, like today's Saturday, yesterday at work, it wasn't even 7 o'clock in the morning yet, and I had beads of sweat, like, all over my head. So, yeah, but, summer heat is also one of the reasons I did this to my hair. As you can see, I got a Death Hawk, I guess? Yeah, I got a Death Hawk. I can tease it up and do cool stuff to it. Just don't feel like doing it today. So, anyway, yeah, I got my hair into a Death Hawk because I want to grow it out and have length. Like, I can wear it down if I want to, but the thickness and the unruliness drive me crazy. It's very thick. It's rather wavy. It wants to just kind of do its own thing, and so I wanted the length without being so uncomfortable, so. And I can also tease it up and look awesome, but like, as you can see, it's actually quite short. I actually had it done a month ago, and actually it grew so quickly that like it looked like you couldn't tell that my sides were buzzed. It just looked like hair. And so yesterday I finally was able to go get it done again, and what I really need to do is get my hands on a shaver myself and just get somebody I know to do it. I would just do it myself, but I can't see like the back of my own head. Like, I mean, if I try to look in a mirror, I won't be able to see what I'm doing very well. I'm afraid I'll fuck up my hair, so. So, yeah, this year, on my bus route, I have the same elementary kids. They're great. I really don't have any problems. I have more kindergartners this year, and I'm kind of getting them trained to behave on the bus, reminding them constantly that they can't stand up. They have to stay sitting down. They can't put their feet out in the aisle. They need to keep all their stuff in their backpack, because what happens with kindergartners is they want to get their stuff out of their backpack and play with stuff. And then you get to their stop, and then they have to sit there and put all their stuff back in their backpack, and you're sitting there with them doing this, and it just takes too long. So I have this one little boy. I have to keep him, have to keep an eye on him, and I'm trying to work on getting him to stop doing that. So, my middle school, I have 2 runs out of the middle school that I'm driving for this year. One run is the good run, and the other run is the bad run. I'm sure that speaks pretty much for itself. The good run is mostly kids who do not speak English. That's probably why I'm assuming it's the good run, because I don't know what they're talking about, honestly. If they're cussing and talking about sex, or talking about drugs and alcohol, or talking about making a bomb or something, I have no fucking clue. As long as they're not standing up and they're not shouting out the window, they're not screaming, they're not throwing things, they're not being bad, really. They just sit there and talk. So that's my good run, really. And my bad run, they are out of their seats, they're screaming, they're throwing trash on the floor, they're cussing. On the first day of school, they tried to cuss me out. And I'm like, Okay, sweet pea, if you want to get up here and cuss at your bus driver, that's all good and well. I will drive you to school. Once I find out what your name is, I will give your ass an assigned seat up front, and you can be my best friend for the rest of the school year. I'm busting up your little party. That's exactly what I did. I busted up their little party, and my problems are, like, very much diminished since. I only have a few more things to worry about with that particular group. Mainly the language. Like, every other word, there's one kid, every other word out of his mouth is bitch or it's the N-word. Like, it loud. It's not like he's just talking to his friend saying this. He's shouting it across the bus. And as far as, like, these kids who try to cuss me out, like, I find it hilarious because, okay, I've been doing this for 6 years. I've been cussed out by kids plenty of times. I find it funny. I find it funny because they think they're being so original. Like, they think that I've never been called a bitch before ever in my life. And, like, they're the first kid who's ever said it to me. And they have it in their mind that they're setting me straight. And I just want to laugh at them. And, you know, I have told one kid, I'm like, you know, you keep using that word. I mean, is that the best you can come up with to impress your friends? I'm like, you know, why don't you think you can't think of something better? And he just really had no response to that. Because he knew that if he said anything worse, he would be in trouble at home. That's how you find out the ones that are actually afraid of their parents who get punished at home when they act up in school. You know, if you challenge them a little bit and they sink, they don't rise to the challenge, that's how you know that you can call mom and dad will do something like take away their cell phone or take the door off the hinges or maybe even spank them. Like, I've actually seen some parents spank their 13 and 14-year-old children who are as big as they are. And a woman once told me, she's like, I don't care if he's 14 years old and 6 feet tall, I will smack him into next week. So, yeah. So, no worries, I know what I'm doing, and I'm gonna get these kids whipped into shape. I'm determined to do it. So I'm not at this job this year by choice, really. I thought I'd be in Cleveland by now, living with my boyfriend, doing something else. And driving the bus is detrimental to my health. I'm breathing in lots of, like, diesel fumes, and I'm exposed to a lot of temperature extremes, extreme cold, extreme humidity and dampness and extreme heat, and a lot of pollen and things like that, and it's filth the kids bring up onto the bus, and it's going to make me a very sick old woman, so I'm trying to avoid that, and hopefully this will just be my last year doing this, and next summer I'll be living in Cleveland, hopefully. Oh gosh, what else is going on around here to tell you about? Oh yeah, Michelle is broke. Yeah, I have a medical bill that went unpaid for a couple of years, and honestly, I don't really have money laying around, so medical bills, I can't really, the best I can really do is if they call me and ask me for the money, I'm like, you know what, you're just gonna have to get in line. Because I just don't have money laying around. I make good enough money at my job, but after all my deductions, I'm left with practically nothing. Excuse me. So anyway, so I have this medical bill, and I thought I would have more time before it came to being court ordered to pay it. So I'm out a couple $100s a month, and basically all I'm doing is paying that medical bill, putting gas in my car, and paying my car insurance, and paying the rent in my storage shed. That's it. So I'm definitely looking into, like, a second job or something. I wanted to sell my plasma because, okay, first of all, I don't have to do, like, actual work to get the money. They just put a needle in me, they spin my plasma out of my blood and put my blood back in my body. You can make $200 a month doing it, and I have no problem with needles, and I wouldn't have to put up with being abused by the general public, because in retail, that's basically what you're having to put up with. And, you know, I think at the end of the month, like, that $200 tax-free would be more than if I was working a second job in retail, because in retail, they usually pay you minimum wage, you get treated like shit, and then after they tax you, after your taxes are taken out, like, the amount of hours I'd be available to work, like, I would basically only be paying for gas to get to and from the second job, which is kind of pointless. So, but I can't sell my plasma because of some medication that I'm taking, which is very frustrating. So, yeah, that's a bust. However, you know, for the right amount of money and for the right sort of environment, I'd be willing to work a second job retail. So actually, yesterday I was at a clothing store I go to because I needed a pair of tights really badly, and they had sent me, like, my birthday coupon in the mail already, because my birthday's coming up, like, in a month from today. And yesterday I got the coupon in the mail. I'm like, yes, I can use this. It was $15 off of an item $18 or more, I think is what, yeah, that's right. So I'm like, all right, I've been needing a new pair of tights or something, or hose. I wanted like pantyhose or tights or something, so to wear with skirts, because like the fall's coming up. So I went in there to get my tights. I wanted to get a pair of Spanx. I was very disappointed because I couldn't apply the coupon to Spanx. So I got the store brand tights. And while I was there, I looked across the shopping center, like across the parking lot, and saw Spirit Halloween stores open. So I went in there and browsed and walked around and was really just sort of admiring all the wonderful Halloween things, all the wonderful, beautiful Halloween things. And I did buy a second rubber rat to go on the dashboard of my bus. So while I was in there, like, I noticed that there was a sign that was saying that they were hiring. And it's starting people at $9 an hour. And so I started talking to the girl behind the counter, and she was explaining to me that, like, yeah, we do need people, and they're not getting as many applications as they thought they were going to get. And she said that they need people for, like, nights and weekends. And I'm like, well, that's when I'm available. And then she told me that, like, the employee discount is 30%, and that it's casual dress, and also that since the same people who own and operate or run Spencer's runs the Spirit Halloween place, and she said that because of that, right after Halloween, Spencer's goes into the Christmas frenzy mode, and they start looking for people to do seasonal work in the Spencer's stores at the mall, and they always consider Spirit Halloween employees first. So that would be, like, really fucking awesome, because $9 an hour is way more than what I was making when I was working at Hot Topic seasonally. So I think this could turn into something very lucrative. However, it will clusterfuck some of my plans to visit with my boyfriend. I mean, I already talked to Brian and explained to him, like, look, if I get this second job at Spirit Halloween, it's gonna kind of like fuck up our Halloween plans, because our Halloween plans were that I was gonna drive up to Cleveland to be with him on Halloween. And however, if I get the second job, then I'm not going to be able to do that. However, he can still come to me because I had already put in for 2 personal days off for the 31st of October and the 1st day of November, so that we could have time together. So he's pretty sure that since I'm telling him this enough time in advance, he'll be able to get that much time off, and he'll be able to drive down here to see me. And I'll be able to, like, go to my job and stuff, but we can still visit with each other and maybe do some kind of fun Halloween thing or something. So yeah. So that's pretty much what's going on. As far as, like, my DIY and craft stuff, I mean, I've said this before and I'll say it again. That stuff costs money. I don't have any right now. As far as, like, the stuff I already have in my art area to work with, I really haven't had a chance to, like, look through it because I've been so busy. Also, lately my craft table had been a huge pigsty. I finally cleaned it off today. I, finally was like, you know what, I've been really slacking on cleaning my room and doing YouTube stuff, so I need to clean off my craft table. I figured that would be, like, a really good, a good first step to, like, really get me in the right direction to get back on track with things. So it was really cluttered. Like, my laptop was sitting on there. I had a pile of junk mail and papers and crap. Just all sorts of just stuff just sort of started landing on my craft table. You know how, like, some people walk into their apartment when they get done with work and they just throw their purse and their jacket and their keys onto the coffee table, onto the couch, and it just piles up and piles up and piles up. Next thing you know, like, if you need a clean pair of socks, you're looking on your couch. That's kind of what happened here. Yeah, I mean, I admit I'm a neat freak, but I do have that human tendency to want to just, like, drop everything when I walk in the door. Like, I want it off of my back, I want it off my shoulders, I want to get rid of it, I want to sit it down and not have to think about it, and I tell myself, oh, I'll pick it up later or whatever, and then I end up not doing it. So yeah, but here's the nice clean craft table. Oh, and I spilled something on here. I forget what it was I spilled. I think it was red wine, maybe. And so, yeah, you can see I got out my SD cards. I've been making little notes. I love my little paper, but my paper is getting kind of, like, grungy and disgusting. I think I need to just get contact paper and cover it. So, and I've been stashing some glass jars because there is a project I want to try. In order to do it, though, I have to go to my storage shed and dig and find some acrylic paint. So, yeah, hardly used my sewing machine lately. I've been so busy. It's been unreal. And it's been depressing, actually. So, yeah, my room is nice and clean now. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. My room's nice and clean now. I brought this thing in here from the other side of the basement. My dad used to work for Books A Million, and he used to bring home like fixtures and stuff and furniture from the store every time they did a remodel, because for a while he oversaw remodels and he was a troubleshooter for like this area of the United States that we live in, like Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Tennessee. Yeah, so I think he went down into Alabama and Georgia a couple of times maybe. But yeah, he would bring home furniture, and so this is actually like a bench or like something like that. And so we have several of them in the back side of the basement, like on the other side of the walls over there. And so I thought, like, this would be a nice spot for me, like, if I need to sit a drink or something. It's just another place to sit in case I've got, you know, when my boyfriend's over, like, there's no place to sit. Like, I have to move, like, those TV trays I have here, I have to move those out of the way. I have to reorganize my entire room just to accommodate my boyfriend when he's here. So I figured having a second spot to sit would be nice, and I haven't figured out what to put in this drawer yet. It's from a set of drawers. Like, there's the other one right there, down there. And, like, that's all my, like, pills and medicine and soap and deodorant and crap shoved in there in a big little High Life box. So, yeah. Tidied up my room. I feel so much better since I did that. I just need to vacuum the floor. So, yeah. Yeah, but I have some ideas in the works for DIY stuff, and it's gonna be challenging because I have to work with what I have. I have to, like, think about all the stuff I have available to me here in my room or in my storage shed that's already bought and paid for to come up with stuff, because I just can't go, like, to Joann or to Walmart and just buy stuff I want to do crafts with anymore. In fact, I can't even go to the Goodwill anymore. That's how tight money is right now. My take-home pay is shit. So, if I go to, you know, the craft store, if I go to the Goodwill to find stuff, then I can't put gas in my car. So, I have to have gas in my car so I can get to and from work. So, yeah, it's kind of rough right now. So, but once I do start getting some more ideas churning, then I will definitely be putting it up where you guys can watch and enjoy. So, I guess that's it for now. We'll see you guys later. Bye.